Da, 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 da. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Bum, 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 bum. What's up, party people of the AACL, the All-American Collegiate League? What's going on? What's happening? Excuse me. What the fuck is cracking? Apparently, my fucking voice is cracking. That's what the fuck is cracking. Anyway, it's good to see everybody. I'm starting to see people pouring in the chat. I'll be with you guys in a few minutes. I got a good show for you tonight. We got the usual suspects with us, which I'll introduce momentarily, and we'll do the normal stuff. We got story time with Dave. We'll revisit the rankings, players of the week, things like that. Pick'ems at the end. This will be an hour show. We'll go from 7 to 8, and then at 8:30 tonight, we will have the beginning of our doubleheader to kick off Week 12. So, Ray's running a few minutes behind, but let me introduce the other couple guys that I have with me for now, at least. Yogi is with me. Yogi, what's up, bro?
What's up, bro? You don't have Legionnaire's disease or anything from all your traveling, do you?
I might, bro. I might. Bro.
Jers, head Jers disease.
Bro, I feel like I've been. So we were in California in May for 2 weeks, right?
Yep.
And we had stuff with my birthday and Father's Day and all that stuff in June. I think it was
wedding.
Wedding in May, and then July. I think we went to fucking. Was it July when we rehomed our dog? We drove all the way to fucking Idaho, 30 hours round trip, right?
Yep.
Then we had to go to the funeral in Texas. We were gone for fucking 10 days there. And I came back and then I turned right around and went back to do that road trip with the guys. That was another like 9 days or whatever it was. Then I fucking come back. And we got to go to the wedding up in Wisconsin, which we drove. By the way, I got some stories to tell you motherfuckers about that shit.
Oh boy! So
I got
Dave Axis World Tour.
Oh, it's
25.
it's gonna be story time in here in just a minute. But anyway, Yogi, welcome back to the program, bro. Good to see you.
Thanks, man.
All right, Kelvin Klein is with us. Chris Kringle himself in the house here earlier. Usually Ray's here and waiting on Special K, but apparently he's here first, and Ray's still doing his thing. So. Special K, what's up, bro?
What's going on, Dave? You know me, racing home after work to get here in time for these shows, and hey, I actually fucking made it for once.
Usually I got to drag this shit out a little longer for you, but now I got to drag it out for Ray. I guess we'll just talk to Ray when he gets here.
I thought I was gonna be late because it was a log jam on the freeway for whatever reason, but. Nope, we're good.
Well, bro, let me tell you this shit, first of all. I'm going to get into some story time here. And, it'll be that normal 10 to 15 minutes. It's not just one big story like I normally tell. It's going to be a lot of little short stories. So be ready for the short stories. But before I hit those, let me hit the chat. Stream Elements, my BFF, is the very first person in the house, followed by Boonberry, Dave Axis, Doug Britton, Justin Reside, Yogi Bar, Robert Thump, The Beeve, Annie, Beaverhausen. You know what, Annie? I would play your thing, but I don't know what your thing is called. I'm sorry. I don't know what your soundboard's called. It's not called Annie, apparently. Let's see if it comes up under Beeve. Nope. So, sorry, you don't get your soundboard tonight. After Annie was Mr. Churchill in the house and a few others. Let's see who's hiding in the background. I see DT Hall. DT Hall, what's up, bro? Good to see you. I saw you join the AACL this week. Good to see you there. James 7171. I think that's the James from Penn State, not James Klein. And a few others of you I see there hiding and not talking. So good to see everybody. Welcome back. All right, here's the deal. Before we get into...
Hang on.
Oh, shit. What now?
We got the premiere episode of Short Stories with Daddy Dave Axis.
So, I mean, usually I tell one big long-ass fucking story, right? But because I was on a fucking trip for, 9 days I think I was gone?
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of little fucking stories. So, I want to first start telling you guys, the Corvette Museum was fucking awesome. In addition to every other car that I want, like a fucking Porsche 911 and, a fucking Audi R8 and all that stuff. I now want to add a Corvette to my list, so I'm going to have to tear my house down and just build like a multi-car garage with a tiny little apartment on top. I'm sure Lisa would be down with that.
Gotta have goals.
I should be down with. I'm sure Lisa wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Here's the first thing I got to tell you. We were talking about traffic, right? Just a second ago. Keith brought up, driving home in traffic. Let me tell you, I'm from Southern California. I'm used to traffic. Traffic in Southern California is the worst on the planet, right? But fucking, dude.
Yeah, I was about to say Atlanta.
Well, no, Atlanta's bad, but unless you've actually been to SoCal, listen, I've driven through Atlanta several times. I've driven SoCal my whole life. I've driven through Chicago. I've driven through Houston. SoCal is the fucking worst traffic because there's more of it in more places, right? Well,
so I cut over at Bakersfield, so I missed all that.
Oh, you missed all that shit. Oh no.
Yeah, okay.
If you've ever been racing, go ahead.
I'm with Dave. I lived in LA for a year and a half and just went back. I just went back in January for the first time in 12 years. It is so much worse than I remember.
Yeah, Frank Doom in the house, by the way, joining us. Good to see you, Frank. Here's the deal. If you've ever been at the 405 and the 10 interchange over by LAX or heading out to Santa Monica, then you know what the worst traffic in the world is. So anyway,
dude,
Chicago traffic sucks too. Go ahead, Keith.
Yes, it does.
I remember like 12 years ago, traffic got so bad that at one point JetBlue was offering flights from Burbank to LA.
Oh yeah,
That were like 9-minute flights.
Yeah.
Just so people didn't have to go on the 405.
Yeah.
Wow.
Frank Doom, I drove the 5 and the 15 for 11 years between North County, San Diego, and downtown San Diego, and then Temecula in downtown San Diego. That's pretty fucking bad too. But all of this to say, Chicago's got some pretty fucked up traffic. Like, they don't even have a rush hour. It's just traffic all day long, going into the city, going out of the city.
With no rules.
No, nothing. Driving. The 90, the 94. So, anyway, so if you guys remember, my buddy John flew from Texas, flew into Knoxville, and then we drove to Chicago because Lisa was working in Chicago. We picked her up. We spent one night there, and then the three of us drove to Wisconsin for the wedding. Well, we're leaving Chicago, and, of course, Lisa gets off work at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon in fucking downtown Chicago, right? So it literally takes an hour and 15 minutes just to get out of the city to go over where the 90 and the 94 are, right? Well, bro, I shit you not. I have to make this left-hand turn, and within about a half a block, you have to make a right-hand turn onto the freeway. And it's gridlock up the ass because everybody's trying to get over that lane coming from all directions of traffic, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I get stuck. I'm the guy who's getting the yellow, right? And I come to make the turn, and that lane is fucking jammed all the way. And I don't want to be the asshole who's gridlocking. So I pull up beside in the lane next, and I put my blinker on. And nobody will fucking let me in, right?
Nope.
And finally, my buddy John, and you got to remember, John's a big boy. He's like 6'2", 6'3". He's probably, he's over 2 bills. And he's got that southern Texas accent, right, or whatever. And he rolls down his window. And he asks this guy in this fucking Buick, whatever the really small Buick SUV is, Enclave maybe or some shit, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And, no, Encore. I think it was an Encore if I'm not. And the guy rolls down his window and he goes, hey, bro, can we get in? And the guy rolls down his window and he says, no. And my buddy John goes, you're a fucking dick. And the guy goes, fuck you. And John goes, fuck you, dude. Doors start opening. And, dude, we're right there in the middle of traffic in downtown Chicago. And John's about to fuck this dude up. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, this might be the first time this has ever happened. I was actually the level-headed person in the room in the situation. Yeah. And I told John, I said, get back in the car. We'll fuck that guy up on the freeway. So he goes, and he does this thing. We get in a few cars behind. We finally catch up to that motherfucker. We pass him. I fucking slam on my brakes, and I'm just a dick to him on the freeway until he fucking gets off, right? But that's how our fucking wedding weekend started, with John wanting to get out of the car to fucking fight this motherfucker because he wouldn't let us in fucking traffic, right? If that's not bad enough, and Keith and Yogi, I'm gonna ask you guys your we're gonna play a little Q&A here. All right? I'm fucking I had forgotten my fucking black dress shirt to go with my suit. So I had to buy a black dress shirt. I'll be in Chicago for a day. I'll go shopping. Go down to Michigan Avenue, fucking Nordstrom and Macy's and all that shit. The nicest Macy's I've ever been. It's 4 fucking stories.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It looks like every shopper should have a concierge. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Right? So we're driving around that area. It's underneath the L, the elevated train, right?
Yep.
And I'm trying to find a fucking parking, and there's no parking. And we see a parking garage that says discounted Macy's parking. I'm like, sweet, because we're going to fucking Macy's. So I fucking pull in there, and I take my ticket in, and I said, and my buddy John, he wanted to go to Nordstrom, and I said, listen, motherfuckers, I am not. Oh yeah, hey Andy, he wanted to fucking throw his whole cup of sunflower seeds out on that fucker's windshield while we were on the freeway, and I told him no, because Chicago's a very clean city. I don't want to be that guy on that. So
Don't fucking lie to these people. Chicago's not a clean city.
Dude, it is. They take it pride. Even the homeless people pick up trash there. It's unbelievable.
Yep. Like Minneapolis.
Yeah, it's crazy. So anyway,
not the day I went there.
Well, maybe
that place was trash like hell.
Maybe not. But so John wanted to go to Nordstrom for me to get my shirt, and I'm like, listen, motherfucker, I am not paying $150 for a fucking shirt. So we went to Macy's, and I found a Calvin Klein fucking dress shirt for $95. I said, see, motherfucker, I just saved $50. So we're leaving, and I go to the concierge at Macy's. And I say, hey, where do I get my parking validated to get? And she goes, oh, it's just a discount. I said, okay, what is it? She goes, you get $5 off. I'm like, sweet. So she stamps it, whatever, gives it back to me. We walk out of the parking garage. Before you get to your car, you have to put the ticket in the little machine. You have to do it before you get in your car, and then you just drive out. I put the fucking ticket in the machine. And it's how much do you think it fucking said for parking?
$95.
No, that's fucking crazy. Keith, what do you think?
I don't know, man. 60.
All right. Ray, what do you think? By the way, I want to say we were only there an hour.
Only there an hour.
And I got a $5 discount.
And you got a $5 discount. Yeah. I'm gonna go a nice crisp 45.
Okay, so let me also say in this little room, as I see guesses in there, Robert Thump says 35, Frank Doom says 50, Justin Reside says 20. Frank Doom, that's not true. Chicago's a very clean city, bro. I've been there. I have probably been to Chicago 50 times in my life. We go there all the time. It's a very clean city. But I go into this little room where all the machines are, and there's just this one little old lady that are helping people, and then there's the elevators to go to the parking garage. And I put my fucking ticket in, and this is my expression. What the motherfuck? $51 fucking dollars. And that chick, dude, that poor old lady was like, what the hell happened to this guy? I'm like, and so I fucking cancel it. I take my fucking ticket. I go to another machine. I put it in. And I say again, $51 motherfucking dollars. I was only here for a fucking hour, and I just bought a $95 fucking dollar shirt. And John fucking looking at me goes, you paid $150 anyway, motherfucker.
I was about to say, well, there's your $50 gone.
Dude, the funny part about that too is that John is literally holding the elevator open for me, right? I'm literally throwing a fit in this little fucking room. I'm going to different machines. I'm throwing a fucking fit. And I see he's got the elevator open. He's like, let's go, bro. Let's go. Come on. I didn't realize that elevator had 9 other fucking people in it waiting for me to finish my fucking temper tantrum. So I get in there. Wow. I get in there, and I'm still swearing up a fucking storm in the elevator, right? And some dude goes, it's Chicago. Dude, I literally just wanted to punch that motherfucker in the face.
You got to pay to keep that city clean.
$51 fucking dollars for an hour.
Always that one dickhead in like a group. He'd be like, "Hey,
it's Chicago. Hey, I'm gonna kick your ass when we get out of this elevator." Anyway, so Frank Doom, you win, bro. You got the $50. Crazy Canuck in the house now. Anyway, so there's 2 of my quick stories. John wanting to fucking fight the guy in the intersection, and me having to pay $51 to fucking go to a stupid motherfucking Macy's. And then last story I'm going to tell you is Saturday night. We got all the Marines together, and we're at the venue. Friday night, the night before the wedding, and we're playing poker, and we were playing Texas Hold'em for a while. And my one buddy, his name is Vasquez. That's his last name. He's actually my Capitol Police buddy. And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 6 or 7 of us playing, and Vasquez is just getting his ass kicked because he's on his fucking phone with his new little girlfriend, right? And I'm like, listen, motherfucker, we haven't seen you in 2 years. Kick that bitch to the curb and fucking play your cards. And he's trying to play, bro, but he's so distracted. He's just getting his ass kicked. He's down to like his last little stack of chips. And then he fucking leaves to take a phone call from this chick, right? Then, so my buddy Trick Jerseys, it's his daughter that's getting married. He steps in. And he fucking comes in and wins every single fucking hand for the rest of the fucking night and takes everybody's fucking money. And I threw a fucking fit there too. And I was like, and Vasquez came back and goes, oh, did I win? I said, no, you didn't win, motherfucker. White Vasquez won. You didn't win shit.
White Vasquez.
And so we ended up calling Trickle White Vasquez for the rest of the fucking weekend. So anyway, it was a fun... It was a fun trip all the way around. Great wedding, beautiful venue. It fucking thunderstormed through part of the ceremony, which sucked, but luckily we were undercover. But it was great. It was a lot of fun. But now I'm back. So let me see. Any comments in here other than I see a lot of comments about the parking. I don't see much about John wanting to fight that dude. Or White Vasquez. So, by the way, White Vasquez will be a thing. I will start saying that in this fucking league. That's just going to happen. I might actually name my next player White Vasquez.
You're going to have to name a player White Vasquez.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
That's a linebacker all the way.
Yeah, that's going to happen. All right. Anyway, story time with Dave is over. Let's fucking do a quick refresher. Actually, Ray, I didn't get to say hi and introduce you and whatever because you weren't here. But Ray Bashan is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Ray, what's up?
But you put a sticky note on his car. It's okay.
Yeah, the sticky note. Sticky note said, "Hurry the fuck up, we're live already."
If y'all aren't in the Discord, there's a little update to that.
Oh, bring it. Go, bring it.
Yeah. So the little update is she has moved on from sticky notes and is now using the dust on my car to spell out "loser" both on my back windshield and my tailgate of the car.
What the fuck? Dude, you know what? You should wash your car. That'll show her. Benji Matson, I see in the house, by the way. Go on.
You know what you should do, Ray? You should actually clean your
You should actually
car.
just fucking clean your car, bro.
That'll show her.
Hey, so do you know who it is, and do you know what their car is?
Yeah, so funny enough, I didn't even see her doing it, but a neighbor somewhere around here caught her doing it by driving by.
Yeah.
Knocked on my door, asked if I owned the Nissan Rogue, and I said yeah, and she was like, I thought it was the person coming over to me to say, hey, move your fucking Nissan or whatever finally. But no, she was just like, hey, I just caught the teenager from apartment 55 writing "loser" on the back of your car. I'm just like, oh,
so
okay.
Did you report her? You have an eyewitness.
I reported it to the management and told them, like, somebody who lives in here. I don't know what apartment she's in, but I said somebody who lives here has now caught this teenager from apartment 55 doing all this shit, and I'm guaranteed she's the one leaving the notes and everything. It sounds like a teenager thing now.
It does, right? Loser, you fucking loser, Ray.
Yeah. So
you should write winner. You should write winner chicken dinner on hers.
Funny, you know what's funny? Yesterday I came pulling in after work and saw that the parking spot was taken up. But Clams is now into this shit. She took the spot before I could even get on the team.
That's fucking awesome. I fucking love that shit. You want to fucking play? I'll get White Vasquez, motherfucker. Let's go. Oh, fuck. Robert Thump in the chat says, White Vasquez screams kicker to me. That could happen. That could probably happen.
Justin, #fuckteens. Justin, stop.
Wait a minute. What
are you doing?
Wait, I don't think.
So bad. I told you.
I don't think that hashtag means what you think it means.
Hey, yo.
It's a fucking family show, bro.
Oh, disclaimer.
Hey, Justin, it's a fucking family show, bro. I can't find any of these fucking buttons. Don't we have the
disclaimer?
Where the fuck is it, man?
Oh, you're talking about the viewer discretion?
Yeah, how come nobody's...
I don't know where that is. There it is.
There you go.
There we go.
This is what happens when we don't have anybody running the board for us, I guess. So, there's that. Anyway, real quick.
You get on the board.
As you look at your screen, let's talk some football. KMPR. We went over this in detail last week, so we're just going to skim over it. You see UNLV and Alabama staying at the top. Kansas and Penn State moving up. LSU dropping a couple. Nebraska and Tennessee swapping positions. Florida staying put. Auburn jumping in, debuting at number 9. Virginia Tech hanging on by the hair of their chin at number 10.
No Iowa.
At number 10, no Iowa and no, what was it?
Yeah, we get it. No Iowa.
What was the other one we talked about that there was no Iowa and, Missouri. I think it was Missouri. Yeah, Missouri.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they're on the cusp, but.
I can confirm they are. Those are the next two.
I kind of figured. I think, were you here last week or no?
No, I was at dinner with my folks.
Okay, I think you told me or texted me or something about.
He put in that long paragraph of notes that you didn't even bother looking at.
The one I didn't fucking read.
A novella. Novella.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
Oh, Clamsy's here. What's up, baby?
I mean, you get more reaction out of her than I do.
Hey-o.
I get that a lot.
Fuck you. I love you.
Hey, I love you. Fuck you. I fuck you. All right, here we go. Week 11 records.
On my ferry.
They're in the middle. Penn State hanging tough there at the top. Penn State, UNLV, followed by one game by Alabama, and then one more game after that, Kansas and LSU. That's your top 5 teams pretty much right there. A whole shitload of teams at 6-5 and 4-7, and then Notre Dame and Miami bringing up the rear, the 2 leaders for the annual Super Duper Toilet Bowl, Notre Dame and Miami. And then on the far right, you notice the official rankings. After all the votes are tabulated, UNLV stays at number 1 for 2 weeks in a row, followed by Penn State and then Alabama, who switched spots. Kansas moves up a couple. LSU drops another one. Nebraska, a big mover, jumping from 8 to 6. Tennessee, I think Tennessee kind of got robbed. Didn't they just lose a close game to like Alabama or something by 3 points? Or
2 in a row. They lost 2 in a row.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
Tennessee drops 2. Florida jumps 1. Iowa dropping 2. And then Auburn also, not just debuting in the KNPR, but debuting or jumping back in, I should say, into the official rankings.
Yeah, they were back in. They were in the top 10 earlier.
Good way to go, champ.
The only other team receiving votes was Virginia Tech, who dropped out, who was number 10 the previous week. Players of the week. I'm going to show you both of them. These are your players of the week for week 10. It was Rubbo is the 1 and Rob Foraker. And then, let's get rid of all this shit. Week 11 was Fillmore Slim, who rushed for 187 yards, man. He crushed it. And Jose Cruz, whose pick 6 at the beginning of that game set the tone for the rest of that game, actually. Florida just never really looked back at all. There's one more thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, I just wanted a quick mention. A lot of teams have changed their playbooks. Remember, we do it every 5 weeks here this season. In a normal season, we'll only do it halfway through. We'll do it once. This time, though, we did it every 5 weeks. This is the final playbooks for every team, in case you hadn't seen it when we did it last week. And then some teams even changed from custom to going to generic playbooks, and some generic playbooks went to custom playbooks. So every 5 weeks, you can change out one of your playbooks if you're going generic, and that's kind of what the majority of people do. All right. Before we get to the pick'ems, I feel like I really rushed through a lot of shit. So let me go around. I'm going to Keith wasn't here the other night, so I want to get his take on something real quick. Keith, 2 things I want you to talk about. First thing is anything that I forgot to mention about the KNPR last week when you weren't here. And then the second thing is just to let us know of any surprises that you've seen, or if you think everything's lining up the way you think it should.
Yeah, I mean, on your first point, no, you hit all the points that I sent to you guys ahead of time. So yeah, no worries there. I believe this is the second straight week that the top 10 and I believe the previous KNPR, there was also a team that dropped out. So I guess that makes 11 teams mentioned on this ranking screen right there. This is the second consecutive time that there's been a 100% match for all of those teams. So we're really starting to see that these 2 polls here are starting to be have decent amount of agreement. It's been kind of building to that point, I think, throughout the whole season, and now we're at a point where, it's a lot of the same teams that everyone thinks are doing good. I mean, they've earned a spot in the rankings, and you see them here. Of course, it's not going to be exact, and we all know that. But I know that I keep saying it. You just got to give it some time, and the KNPR won't look like a shit show.
Well,
and here we are.
I just want to say for the record, I was always patient with you. It was Ray that was being a dick about the whole thing. So
well, yeah.
I mean, I'm always going to be a dick about it. What do you mean?
I'm just saying, Mr. Rory, M. Rory, first time chatter. Welcome to the AACL. Not sure if you're already in the server or not. If you're not, let us know. We can put the Discord in there if you're interested in joining. We are going into week 12 of a 15-week season. Once the 15 regular week season is completed, we will go into playoffs and bowl games. We plan on finishing everything by the end of October, with the championship game being on Tuesday night, October 29th. I think that's the 29th. Somebody should probably double check that just in case. Private Clam saying Ray is a fucking potato. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds good to me.
A lot of eyes.
Hey, fuck you. I love you.
Hey, I love you. I fucked you. All right, here we go. Nebraska is going to be playing tonight. They're the only team, you guys, that's ranked that plays tonight. We have in game one, we have two unranked teams playing each other. If you saw the Daily Ping today, Virginia Tech and Notre Dame, and then the nightcap tonight is Miami at Nebraska. And before we kind of get into the pick'ems and stuff, which we'll look, if you haven't done your pick'ems, you should do that. Those channels are open. They've been open since yesterday morning, I think. And the first days will close down at first kickoff tonight. I'll get you the thing in just a second. But before we get into that, first of all, it's kind of weird only having one ranked team playing tonight. I don't think we get that very often. But last week we briefly touched on what we thought was going to be maybe an impact game or the game of the week. Alabama, Penn State obviously stands out because you got two of the top three teams in the league. But Keith, I'm going to start with you since you weren't here. When you look at this, other than the Alabama Penn State game, what really steps out? Or all good, you're busy. Oh yeah, no, thanks, bro. Hey, Mr. M. Rory, do I know you from another league? By the way, just curious how you heard about the AACL. What kind of pops out for you other than the Alabama Penn State game, Keith?
Really, first game of the week, Virginia Tech, Notre Dame. I think it's going to be a really good one. It's two opposing styles of play, which always is a very interesting matchup to see. Typically, you would think that would be a close game, and I think given that we got all Wrong Way Ray going against OnStar over here,
that's actually pretty good.
I love everything about this matchup, and I think that it's interesting that in this case, Virginia Tech still has a shot at the playoff, given our 500 or better restriction that we've said multiple times. So Notre Dame at home with a chance to spoil a season for someone. I mean, they're already eliminated, but they still at least have something to play for. And I think that anytime you have a situation like that, it's just ripe for potential for a good game.
Yeah. So real quick, just for those of you who don't know or are new to the league, the playoffs are going to be a little looser than they normally are since we've had such a long season. It could be 4 teams, it could be 6 teams. But one thing that we have decided that you have to be at least a game over 500 to even be considered. We will not have any, because we have an odd number of teams, there won't be any teams that are 500. So you have to be above 500, no below 500 teams will make it. So at this point, if the season ended today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there would be 9 teams eligible technically. But to be honest with you, I think I would probably do something where there was only 5, which I have to figure out a 5-way thing because I don't know if a 6 and 5 team should make the playoffs right now. So that's the kind of thing that we're looking at for the playoffs. We do have the Super Duper Toilet Bowl for the 2 worst teams, and then we name our bowl games each season based on things that have gone, like the White Vasquez Bowl or something like that. That's kind of what we do around here. So, all right, that being said, let's get into some pick'ems. Ray, I'm going to start with you. Tonight's game. Nope. By the way, we're breaking tradition for tonight and allowing Yogi and Ray to call their own game tonight. Virginia Tech at Notre Dame. Ray, you guys are the home team at least. Is that going to give you an advantage? And who you got for this one? Who'd you pick?
Nope.
I mean, it's not even the home advantage that gives it to us. I think it's that new playbook that we implemented last week, and it really showed against Missouri. That Oklahoma playbook was something that this offense needed. The defense still has some of those fine tweakings that we'll figure it out toward the end of the season, and then we can implement it into next season when we go to Boise State. But that offensive playbook is fire. It's got Lil Cy going. It's got BFJ going. It's got Joseph Delaney going. It's even got Deacon Moss going as well. It's got me going, too. I'm still going the wrong way, but I'm always finding my way forward and positive in those yards, too. So it's awesome that I'm not getting tackled behind the line again.
There is something cool about the whole Wrong Way Ray versus OnStar, though.
There is something cool, and I can't wait for Wrong Way Ray to fucking just break down that stupid-ass Monte Carlo.
So you can get rid of the Wrong Way Ray and go back to being the dot machine?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm still the dot machine. It's just sometimes when I go to scramble, I'm going the absolutely wrong way.
Yeah, you are.
OnStar Roadside Assistance.
Real quick. Sorry, in the chat, Crazy Canuck reminded us one of the great bowls. I don't remember. Was that the championship game, the Kansas City Moist Penetration Bowl? That was a bowl game for the years for the
season 1. Season 1.
Was it season 1? I was trying to remember
Yeah.
if that was last year or not. Season 1. Okay, there you go.
It sounds like a season 1 thing. I don't
All
know
right.
about last year.
All right, Yogi, you heard what Ray had to say about your game tonight. What do you think?
He said his defense needs a minor tweaking.
I didn't say minor. I just said they need tweaking.
A small No, you made a comment in there. It was either minor or small. I
It
thought
definitely
you
wasn't
more-
minor. It definitely was not
Well,
minor.
let's ask Clams. Clams, is it minor or is it small?
Oh,
No.
I'll tell you right now, that one's minor.
That was not.
So you mentioned Lil Sai was ready, but Lil Sai hasn't run against this defense. Good luck running against us. The only one that's really done that has been Slick Pants before he decided to stop going to class.
Yeah, there you go.
I got us winning tonight. We need it to have any chance of getting in the playoffs. If we lose, we drop down to tie with Notre Dame for next to last place, and
Yeah.
they would probably be ahead of us.
We'll
on
be,
top of
they-
it.
they would have the
battling to see
tiebreaker.
Who faces Miami?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants it more?
Yeah, who wants them more?
All right, Keith. We have two people that are biased giving us their opinion.
Yes.
Let's get yours since you are unbiased.
Yeah, so Dave, I don't know if you know this. I'm the third wheel in that game, so I'm gonna.
Oh
keep these boys in
shit! This is
check.
gonna be fun. All right, this is gonna be
geez.
fun. Oh, wait, and I get
Yeah.
to produce it. So look at us. We're one big happy team. Aw.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. Fun.
Aw.
Yeah.
Right.
In my typical fashion, I usually have like the stat to watch or something before a lot of these games. My one for this game, Notre Dame, by far the worst rushing defense, and off rip that does not set up well going against Bogey Barr, who gets 1 million freaking carries a game.
Yeah.
But to Yogi's point about defense, I have my own little spreadsheet here with stats. Virginia Tech is tied for the second best defense statistically right now in the league. So that's interesting matchup to watch. I think the key for this game to me, I think it'll be close towards the end. It's just a question of which team will be able to pull away from the other. I think Notre Dame offensively has more weapons and explosivity to be able to do that. And of course, I like going with home teams more because I think home field advantage is absolutely a thing in this game. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go Notre Dame.
Interesting. So, just for the record, AACL Nation in the Pick'ems has picked Virginia Tech overwhelmingly, 38-9, and I am one of those 38. I just think Virginia Tech is a more well-rounded team, and the only thing Virginia Tech, for me, in my point of view, has to do to win is for OnStar not to fuck up. If OnStar doesn't fuck up, let Bogey run the ball, let your defense do their work, let James Troll fucking return kicks, all that shit, and let them do that. OnStar, all you got to do is manage the game. You don't have to be a hero. Just manage the fucking game and take the W and send Notre Dame to the super duper toilet bowl. That's it. That's all you got to do. So 38-9, Virginia Tech over Notre Dame. Going into game 2 tonight, Miami, 1-10. The first team to double-digit losses, Ray. Going into Nebraska, who's been on fire ever since they changed their playbook and they got Mrs. Me. Do you think Miami's got a chance tonight, or are you back to the whole Miami football sucks?
Back to it. When have I ever steered away
Well,
from it at
because
all
we
this
didn't.
season,
Well, we
Dave?
didn't have games last week. That's kind of what it meant, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
I'm
if
just-
you're talking about like,
I'm trying not
like
to
little
kick a
break in
team while it's
between.
down. Shit.
Oh, I'm still kicking the team while it's down. What do you mean? Ladies and gentlemen, it still stays the fucking same. They're 1-10. They're more than likely guaranteed for the fucking toilet bowl this season. Hurricane football sucks. Nebraska's on top.
Oh, hey, that's what she said.
That's what she said.
Yogi, Miami at Nebraska. Is Nebraska looking too good, or does Soto? They had a good game plan last week. They fell a little short.
Yep.
Soto obviously will make a difference, but is it enough of a difference? And I don't know if you read my ping this morning, but is Miami going to be able to cash those checks that his mouth wrote this morning?
He wrote some checks.
Yeah, he did.
wrote some checks
Yeah, he
this
did.
morning. Yeah, I think he's going to make a difference with Miami in the long run. I don't think it's going to be this year. I think he needs to get his own players in there on defense. I think once he does that, he's going to turn that program around. I don't think they're going to have enough firepower to stop Nebraska tonight.
Keith, I'm assuming you're going to go with Nebraska, but tell me why.
Yeah. Mrs. Me was literally non-existent last week. She had no catches, which is very, very weird.
The first time.
That's
the first time.
I did one of my jobs correctly last week. I stopped Mrs. Me.
That's true.
That was my main focus, is stopping Mrs. Me.
Yeah, you forgot about you forgot about the rest of us, bro.
I know I did.
But yeah, I mean, I think that'll change this week. We are, a little spoiler, we're trying something new on offense this week, but we'll see. We'll see how much of an impact that has. Really, at this point, I just haven't seen really a whole lot from Miami. Offensively, not as much, and defensively especially. Defensively, they are pretty much last across the board in most categories. I think if they have any shot of winning another game, it's going to be at home, and of course, this isn't a home game for them, so go Big Red.
I am also taking Nebraska, obviously, because I am on that team. But if you thought the 38-9 Virginia Tech over Notre Dame pick'em was bad, AACL Nation 41-5. Like, I can't even find 6 Miami people to vote for their own team in this game tonight. What the hell? So
this is a certified hood classic.
Exactly. So overwhelmingly, Nebraska, just like it was Virginia Tech. Kickoff game tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Ohio State at Auburn. You know, Ray, weeks ago, this looked like this could have been a really good game, but I see two teams going two opposite directions right now. How do you see it?
I still see it as a really good game. Two very good teams. It's just Ohio State's in that slump for some weird reason. Look for them to possibly get out of it, but just squeaking out the win, it's got to go to Pink Lisa and Auburn.
Yeah. Yogi, you agree with that? You think Auburn at home just too tough?
Yeah, I think for Ohio State to even stay in that game, they got to keep Nate Hall healthy through the 4 quarters. They can't lose him in the first half and be viable in that game.
Yeah, Keith, that's a good point. The last 2 games, Ohio State has not played well, but both games, 2 weeks ago, he missed the entire game except for the first drive, I think. Last week, he at least came back and they made a game of it. But obviously, Nate needs to stay healthy. But is Auburn at home with Pink Lisa just too much?
I think so, even though last week, I believe they ran a new playbook last week, the new Old Dominion playbook last week.
Auburn did, yeah.
Yeah, I will say they did not look as explosive as they did with the Cal playbook, but that was a much more well-rounded performance from Auburn. They didn't give up a bunch of points on defense.
Yeah, didn't Fox have almost like 100 yards rushing or something?
Something like that, which is one of his. It's one of Fox's better performances because he's been struggling this season a little bit. I think this one's going to be a shootout, for sure. And Auburn's come out on the wrong side of shootouts before this season. There's the Iowa game, the Mizzou game.
They've lost 2 overtime games, I think, right?
Yep.
Right. Yeah. And, well, of course, they beat Nebraska in an overtime game. But you know what? We're not going to talk about that. I just think Auburn's too much at this point for Ohio State to overcome. So I'm going to take Auburn at home to keep their playoff hopes alive and end Ohio State's.
There you go. I also took Auburn. Auburn at home. Like I said, with Pink Lisa and a new playbook, I think it's just too much. But for the 3rd game in a row, AACL Nation in the pick'ems, 36-7 in favor of Auburn. There have been no close games so far. And as I'm looking down it, we don't have any close games. All the pick'ems for the whole week are completely lopsided. All right, Ray, that brings us to the game of the week. Tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Alabama at Penn State. It's are they 2 and 3 now? Let's take a peek.
Number 2 and 3.
2 and 3. Number 3 at number 2. Who'd you pick for this one? How do you see this going down?
Penn State's back, folks. Look at them. Losing 2 straight, and then they finally find their footing against Miami, and they're back on that W train.
Hey.
But if you think I'm going to choose fucking Penn State on this fucking matchup, ain't no goddamn way. This is a terrible matchup for Penn State. They're coming against a really hungry Alabama team who had that number 1 spot for just a week and then dropped it. They're wanting it back. I have to fucking say it again, even though every single fucking fiber in my body hates this. Roll, Tide, roll!
Oh, my gosh, Becky. Hey, real quick. Lisa's FaceTiming me right now. What's up, baby?
I just wanted to show you where I'm at.
Oh, where are you? Are you in the Signature, in the John Hancock building? Where are you?
I'm in the Willis Tower.
The Willis Tower.
It's similar to what the Signature Room used to be, but it's essentially
Oh, is that 360 Chicago place?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
the tilt view?
That is awesome. Hey, is that the
I
one where the
fucking
windows
love
tilt
that.
out that you can do the?
No, this floor isn't that floor. But this
Oh.
does that.
Oh, okay.
But this place is like, look at this view. Check it out.
Hey, look at this view, everybody. Can you see that? It's amazing, right? That is awesome. All right.
Anyway, I'll let you go. I just wanted to show you my view.
All right. Love you.
Love you.
Bye. All right, everybody. Commercial break with Pink Lisa, brought to you by the Ohio State and Auburn game.
I love that tilt view, by the way. I know what she's talking about. I went on it. That's amazing.
We were gonna do it if we had time, but we ran out of time, unfortunately. Where are we at? Are we on Yogi? Yogi, did you give me your Alabama Penn State?
No, we're going to Yogi now.
All right, Yogi now.
And Yogi's muted for some reason.
You're muted, bro.
I was listening to Lisa. I didn't know
Hold
if she
on,
was finished.
hold on. I got.
to FaceTime you.
Hold on a second. Yeah, she. Hey, Yogi, FaceTime me to give me your picks, bro.
Yeah, give me your picks. Yeah. This game has every potential to be amazing. I mean, 2-3. This is somebody's looking to get a bye in the playoffs. I think the key for Alabama is they've got to keep Connor Darien healthy. Yeah. Once again, you got a key player that's got to remain on the field. Penn State has a penchant for when they get up the top. Other than the beginning of the season, once they started playing the tougher teams, they were losing and dropping down. I'm going to go with an upset of Alabama. I think it's an upset because of where they're ranked. I'm going to go with Alabama tonight because they've just got all those weapons in the wide receiver room. I think they're going to be tough to beat tonight.
That is 2 for Alabama on the road already. Scurvy Dog is joining. Gunny has joined. Freddie's here. Good to see everybody chiming in late here. Keith, 0-2 right now for Penn State. Are you on the Alabama train here? Are you rolling with the Tide, or you think Penn State at home in Happy Valley is going to take care of business?
It's funny, in my notes that I wrote down for this game that I sent to you guys last week when I sent that novel, I think the first sentence that I wrote for this...
Sorry, I didn't read it.
Yeah, no one did.
I didn't want to read the autobiography, all right?
No one fucking did, I can guarantee.
Hey, what's that? Is it TLDR? Is that what it is?
Yeah, TLDR. Yeah. But yeah, the first sentence that I wrote down was instant AACL classic for this game.
Oh, I agree.
I nothing about this game says that it will be anything but that. I think the key for this game that I have, Alabama leads the league in turnovers.
Offensively or defensively?
Offensively.
Okay.
And Penn State is number 2 in forcing turnovers, and they're tied for first in my overall defensive rankings.
So David Ware's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah. Now we know that Alabama can sling it all around the field with Trayvon Hunter, J. Rock, and Wyndham Sink. That's the other dude. Yeah. I think Yogi's definitely onto something with keeping Connor Darien healthy. He is so underutilized in that offense. It's unreal.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one of those default to home team picks for me, honestly, which I hate doing that for a game like this, but I feel forced into it a little bit, so I'm going Penn State.
Okay. Frank Doom in the chat says it depends if Blitzkrieg can run over them. Blitzkrieg, if I remember, was it last week or the week before, barely touched the ball. And Guy Clausen not getting injured, which is key with a lot of quarterbacks, goes for David Ware as well, and not throwing 3 interceptions. I'm going Penn State. You know me. When Penn State plays at home, I'm all about Penn State. As is AACL Nation, 39-7, another overwhelmingly pick.
That's ridiculous.
It does surprise me, right? The number 2 and number 3 teams, and it's that lopsided. I wonder, all 3 of you, if it was switched, right? If Penn State was at Alabama, would it be leaning the other way, the same way?
Probably not. I mean, we're talking about everybody just giving Penn State props after losing that 2 straight and then coming right back forward and picking up the wins.
Maybe.
Right.
Well, 39-7 Penn State. That brings us to the nightcap game tomorrow night, Thursday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Kansas at Syracuse. Benji versus Eagle. An interesting and intriguing matchup, Ray. Syracuse at home, they seem to play okay, but Kansas has been Kansas lately too. This one to me seems like one of the more closer games this week. Do you feel the same, or do you think it's gonna be a blowout?
It could definitely be a closer game. It just depends on what type of Syracuse defense shows up. Syracuse's defense tends to have that on and off switch. We're like, hey, we're here. And then the next 2 weeks, hey, we're just not going to get off the fucking bus at all. But you got fucking McRuns-a-lot and Ava on there on the Kansas side of the offense. They're pretty much just going to be what Howitzer has as his last name, just running a lot all over that Syracuse defense. So, ladies and gentlemen, you all know I took advantage of this sound. Here's my pick.
Syracuse football sucks.
Jayhawks.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk. All right, Yogi. Which Taz Von Wolfswinkel shows up tomorrow night? Is he fucking muted again?
Muted again.
Again, bro?
FaceTime him. FaceTime
Listen,
him.
hey.
No, I cut grass today. I'm sneezing. So
Hey.
I keep putting it on.
Damn,
mute.
I almost had to call you a rookie there for a second.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. That is the key for Syracuse is which one of those quarterbacks shows up. Kansas has quietly just been plugging away with wins, and they've moved themselves up to number 4 in the rankings.
Yeah.
They're strong, but they just have a knack to lose these games they shouldn't lose. Roll, Cuse, roll. I'm gonna call them Cuse upset.
Roll, Q's, roll. All right, Keith, we got one for Kansas, one for Syracuse. Before I let you do yours, I'm gonna go out of turn. Another overwhelming pick 'em. I'm sure you've already seen it. Have you seen it already?
I've not. No.
Okay, it's 36-8. Who do you think it's in favor of?
KU.
It is in favor of KU, 36-8. Yeah. So who'd you pick?
That's who I picked. Syracuse defense has shown some real holes the past few. No pause. It hasn't looked good the last few weeks. And Howitzer has started throwing the ball more and looks pretty good most of the time. He had that one stinker against Florida. But the one thing that I found just going back through some of the recent matchups, I know some people have been talking about Syracuse offense looking a little better the past few weeks. Per my calculations, their points per game from weeks 1 to 6 versus weeks 7 to 11 went up from 30.6 to 32.2, which is still dead last in the league by a long shot. Wow. So they really haven't been playing that well on offense. And outside of that, I just don't see a whole lot that I like about this matchup for Syracuse, so I'm going Kansas.
Yeah, I'm also with Kansas. Mark Chisholm in the house, by the way. Mark, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. I've also got Kansas just because I just think Kansas is a more well-rounded team. Like you said, they're ranked 4th in the nation. They tend to lose important games, though, so that makes me a little leery. But I can see them going on the road and taking care of business there in the Carrier Dome. Once again, Kansas 36-8 in the Pick'ems AACL Nation. Going to our last night of the week. We got 9 minutes, so you guys get about 60 seconds each. Friday night's kickoff game. LSU at Missouri, another Tiger Bowl. And I think what we should do, Keith, let's figure out which Tigers have beat which. And we need to have some kind of Tiger Award this season since we have so many Tiger teams, and that's not going to. Since that won't be the case, we lose 2 of them next season. So, I think we should have some kind of Tiger Award. But Tiger Bowl Part 3, I believe, this season. LSU and Missouri. Ray, who you got?
Jesus Christ! I remember calling the first Tiger versus Tiger. That was Missouri and Auburn.
Yeah.
I was just like, and the Tigers get the first down, and the Tigers get the interception, and the Tigers. My God, y'all are lucky I won't be here Wednesday to call that.
That's
Friday
the one where I also did Tigers and Tigers on the scoreboard.
Exactly. Y'all are lucky I won't be here Friday to call that game because I would definitely call that game again in a heartbeat.
Go Tigers.
Missouri offense, it's getting there. They're almost at that top 10. LSU though, they've always been that top tier, but they're like Penn State right now. They're looking to get right back on that W train. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen this time. I got the Tigers, a.k.a. the Mizzou Tigers, taking down LSU.
Wow. All right. That's kind of a shocker to me, Yogi.
That's crazy, dude.
Yogi, Tiger Bowl Part 3. Who'd you pick?
I'm going with the Missouri Tigers too, because ever since Brute Bandit loaded his car up with baby oil and headed to Puff Daddy's, they've been losing. So I think they're just in a big tailspin.
Doesn't that, dude? The
is wrong with you,
Keith. We talk about the parity in this league. We talk about the parity in this league. The parity is so close, right? Teams are so close, it's so evenly matched that one running back going from a sophomore ranking to a walk-on ranking makes this much difference in this league. I think it's kind of crazy. How much does that affect your pick tonight?
Well, I mean, really, there's a couple, like the two main keys that I see to this game. Number one, Missouri is 15th overall in defense per my spreadsheet. That throws a big red flag for me going against LSU, who's number one, or tied for number one. Second, LSU's last two losses have both come in the rain. And tonight, it's not going to be raining.
It will not be raining.
Not tonight.
It's not tonight. By Friday night, it could be.
Tomorrow night.
That's right. Damn it, that's right.
Son of a bitch!
I mean, I still don't think it's going to be raining, so.
Broke my logic.
Yeah, he's totally fucked up his whole
Yeah,
thing.
I still don't think. I mean, it shouldn't be raining there anyway.
There is a tropical storm coming near the Midwest. So.
Well, dude, it's at my house right now. But Keith, I just want to make this one comment on what you just said.
Are you kidding me? That is just stupid.
All right. So who did?
Yeah, that's all right.
So who are you picking? Who are you picking?
I'm going LSU, but I think there's a chance that it's a close matchup.
I believe it will be a close matchup, and here's what I have. I think this is going to be our overtime game of the week. I think I picked LSU. Let me double check here. Yeah, I picked LSU. LSU, AACL Nation took them 38-7, so another overwhelming fucking pick. All of them were like this. 38-7. I also took LSU, but I'm switching. I think I'm switching my pick. I think I'm going Missouri in overtime in a close one at home. That just seems to be the kind of game that I could see Missouri playing. The primetime game on Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. UNLV, the number one team in the nation for 2 consecutive weeks, but they got to go to the Swamp. Not a place I want to go, Ray, if I'm the number one team in the nation. How do you see this one going down? Who'd you pick?
Oh, Alabama knows how that feels going into the Swamp as number one and then leaving immediately, losing that spot.
Yep.
Too soon.
Too soon. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen again, Yogi, because UNLV is gonna get swamped up. They're gonna get chomped on. The Florida Gators are gonna take down yet again another number one team this season.
Come on.
Wow. All right, Ray. So Yogi, here we go. We got 4 minutes to wrap up these last two games. So, Yogi, you agree with Ray, or is the UNLV going to continue rolling like they have been?
UNLV has just been hot. Roll, Rebels, roll.
Yeah, I mean, they've got not only do they have back-to-back number one rankings, Keith, but they've got back-to-back offensive players of the week. Does that momentum help them going into the Swamp this week?
So I'm gonna try and be quick because this is the one that I had the most interesting things about this game. UNLV last 4 games, their point differential plus 87. That is more than double the next best. That being said, Florida, very underrated defense. They're first in turnovers forced and 4th in rushing yards allowed, which I think makes them a great matchup going against UNLV. And Florida, as we've seen, they are the giant killers. Yeah. And I think we see the first 40 burger against UNLV since week 6. Wow. And Florida takes down UNLV.
Okay, so I pick this as my upset of the week. I also have Florida upsetting UNLV for a couple reasons. Number one, we've already know that Florida has been, the giant killer or whatever. Number 2, they're playing at home. Number 3, in the second half of the season, nobody stays at top that long. And I think at UNLV, they got their 2 weeks, and now it's time to fucking go, bro. So I have Florida upsetting UNLV in the Swamp in a close one. AACL Nation does not see it that way. 35-8 in favor of the top team here in the AACL, the UNLV Running Rebels. And that takes us to our nightcap game on Friday, which is our week cap game for Week 12. The Tennessee Volunteers at the Iowa Hawkeyes. Ray, who'd you pick?
Going back to the last pick, Yogi, that wouldn't be roll Rebels roll. That would actually be run Rebels run.
Run Rebels run.
Going against this one, I haven't seen anything from the Iowa Hawk Tuas since that chick started becoming less famous. It's pretty simple for me on this pick. I'm taking Tennessee on the away.
You get me, Ray.
That's what Tennessee's going to do. They're going to look at that Iowa defense and they're going to hawk Tua.
Oh, shit. Yogi, is it Rocky Top or Hawk Tua?
I don't think it's that simple for Tennessee. They've got to get Freddie back going again. He's been stifled the last couple of weeks, but I think this is the week to get him going. I want to pick Iowa, but my gut tells me to go Tennessee.
Okay, so 1 Iowa, 1 Tennessee. Keith, who'd you pick?
Yeah, so there are 2 teams this season that right now do not have a win against anyone that currently has a winning record. Those 2 teams are Miami and Iowa. So Iowa is really, really searching for that signature win that they need to really give them a lot of credibility, I think. At least that's what the KNPR thinks. I think the edge in this one is, the question is Iowa run game versus Tennessee passing game. We've all seen what Flash Freddie can do. Jaden Swift hasn't necessarily proved as much. I think Tennessee's pass game has shown more potential and explosiveness, and so based on that, I'm going to give the edge to the Vols on the road.
AACL Nation took. This is the worst one out of all of them. Tennessee 40-4, fucking 4. Only 4
That's
people
crazy.
Picked Iowa at home, and there. Look at. Iowa's number 9. Tennessee's number 7. Tennessee's on a 2-game losing streak, so I guess you could argue either way. They're down or they're going to turn it around. They're going to, bounce back, whatever. I also have Tennessee, but I don't have Tennessee blowing them out. I'm shocked by this pick 'em 40-4. It also shows that apparently you can't get more than 4 Iowa people to pick their own team to win. So
well, are the 4 votes for Iowa Taylor, Travis, Marco, and Jaden Swift?
I'm not even sure right now. I've got the soundboard up.
The 4 on Discord is actually Yogi Bar.
Oh,
yep.
Day Hate Nay, Corn Hub, and Ethan Flowers.
So 2 Iowa people. So the rest of them didn't even fucking vote. So there you go. All right, folks. That is a wrap for the AACL TueNight, your Week 12 edition, the 13th episode of the show. We're going to be back here in 30 minutes. I won't do my good night now since I'm going to be back, and I'll do that later. But I will do this, and we'll see you in just a little bit.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Fuck you, Thump. I'm not a Vikings fan, you bitch.
Fuck you, Ray.
I am.
Fuck you, Dad.
Fuck you, Ray.